James Bond, the amazing MI6 007 agent, was portrayed by many actors on the big screen, including Daniel Craig. But did you know that 90% of Ian Fleming's stories of Bond were based on his real-life experiences and what he overheard during World War II? These stories are more incredible than anything else that you would find in fiction. As Mark Twain said, "Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't." So, are you ready to read the exploits of the real James Bond? Well, let me introduce him to you. His name was Bronislaw Urbanski, who was a Polish intelligence, and in early 1939 an agent for Britain. Peter Fleming learnt of the espionage, assassinations and exploits of this one man, and shared this with his brother Ian. Ian Fleming was never allowed to reveal who his main influences were, due to the MI6 and the British Secrecy Act. But he did state that up to 90% of the action in the Bond movies was true, taken from his life experiences. So how do we know Bronislaw is the basis for James Bond? There is plenty of evidence for this to be the case, including his wartime Nazi photographs. Where did James Bond come from? Britain wanted agents in Poland early 1939, MI6 went there. Poland's finest, Bronislaw Urbanski, from the Polish Intelligence Bureau was presented to them. In July, Britain matched him with a British partner, and in turn Bronislaw gave Britain their top-secret Enigma spy coding machine. Bronislaw was born into Polish nobility, from the House of Urbanski, in Hackzow. This matched the standing and background of his one-time girlfriend, Krystyna Skarbek. Now you know just who the real Vespa was in Ian's books. Bronislaw's family were always involved in politics, including the running of Poland, in various ways. They were powerful and very wealthy, owning towns, businesses, and significant land holdings. This family even went as far as organizing armies to fight the Russians on behalf of the king. Bronislaw at this time was a calm, proud, but mostly non-violent man. Bronislaw, the handsome and wealthy man, who enjoyed a luxurious lifestyle, was set to take over the running of the township of Hackzow after his military experience had ended. As Hitler pressed to take over Poland, just like Czechoslovakia months earlier in March 1939, Britain stepped in with MI6 Mir Section D, and James Bond, aka Bronislaw, was chosen. His military background too was impressive, as he was also in charge of one of Poland's elite KOP platoons. Then to add to it, he now has to protect the MI6 team, as well as being charged to get the unkillable General Adrian Carton de Wyatt to safety, as well as the Polish cipher team. They nearly all get out. British intelligence partner Peter is the exception. Bronislaw and his entire platoon have no choice but to surrender to the invading Nazis and take their chances. See their incredible capture via video and picture. Both Britain and Poland's top intelligence officers are there side by side, and the Nazis never knew. Captured, they were taken to 3 different Stalag in Germany, as prisoner of war number 1749 under the Geneva Convention. It is now 1942, and miraculously he finds his youngest brother Jan in the camp, in Stalag VB in Villingen, Germany. But before long this happiness is destroyed, as he found out that the camp guards killed his brother and laughed about it when they were asked. It seems in their story that Jan just fell off the truck and hit his head and died. In a rage, Bronislaw rushes the armed guards, but is quickly held back, as he is weak now from food shortage. The sharp, cold steel butt of a Nazi rifle smashes into his forehead, cracking the bridge of his nose and making him unconscious for up to 3 days. When he woke, he would become the Nazis' worst nightmare. First, he needed to escape, and that alone had the feel of fiction to it, but was so true. Once you read how Monopoly played a major part, you will not look at the game the same way. James Bond had now arisen, seeking to kill as many Nazis as possible. He searches out as many Polish resistance groups as he can, and resumes contact with both Polish intelligence and MI6, all now situated in London. He comes across the Polish secret group the Musketeers, where Krystyna is his director. It is her who orders his exploits, including the kills. She becomes his lover, and impressed by him she tells MI6 about him and his murderous skills. Krystyna, just like Bond in the movies, has many affairs. She usually uses them for the benefit of Poland. It is alleged that she targeted and became Ian Fleming's lover. She tells Ian of Bronislaw's amazing feats. Bronislaw by this time has become a skilled wireless radio expert, fighter, 6 foot 2 inch tall, handsome man of Polish nobility, who just wants to fight for Poland and England. There are so many exploits, assassinations, near-death experiences just like Bond that you will be intrigued. Read more about Bronislaw, the real James Bond, known throughout military groups in England, Poland and the USA, as the King Assassin, finally working with the Revenge Company, the Polish AK Unit 993 at W under the leadership of Zbigniew Urbanski, with both escaping at the end of the war by migrating to Australia and staying out of sight, but never leaving their guard down. Enemies have long memories and even longer arms. Will there ever be a day when the screen Bond can disappear? Or will the exploits continue? Tantalize your curiosity about this real-life incredible man, who should have died 1,000 deaths, and became the model for Bond by picking up the book To Live Well is to Hide Well, by Peter Urbanski. Available throughout all good bookshops and Amazon.